thought I could keep a secret in racing, but there's a few people I thought were my close friends, and they'd never let me in on the act. I've never been one stuck for words, but I am now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Beadman. You've had a very successful career. You've had a very successful career, and there is someone who has followed your every move. He is Mr. Racing, Johnny Tapp. Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Good, mate, thank you.
How would you sum up this bloke's achievements?
Darren, every owner, trainer, fellow jockey, horse lover and punter would want me to say to you tonight that we understand and respect this enormous decision that you've made, but I've got to say on behalf of them all, gosh, we're going to miss you.
Thank you.
Please take a seat, Darren. Now, Darren, coming up after the break, we will begin your life, but first, some messages from racing's top weights.
Tonight's a very special night. It's our way of saying congratulations to Darren Beadman. Congratulations for being the masterly jockey he is, and congratulations and well wishes for the new career he's chosen. May God be with you. I know he'll give you a blessing all the way. And until the end of the year, I know he'll be looking after you, especially on the racetrack, with plenty of Group 1 winners. Good luck.
Darren, you've ridden for me since you were an apprentice, and I've been proud to always have you in the saddle. Your dedication, your ability to read a race, your great riding style, and your understanding of the horse have put you up with one of the greats. I wish you well for the future, and I hope that you can win your third Melbourne Cup on the first Tuesday in November.
I can't believe it was all those years ago you used to ride work for us at Yass. And mate, if you'd stuck with us, you might have made something of yourself. But anyway, good luck in the future, mate.
I'm just so proud of your magnificent achievements and your fierce loyalty, your devotion to your family, and also your courage of your convictions. But most importantly, I treasure our close friendship. It's no wonder the racing world loves Darren Beadman. You have a great...
Your AMP.
Welcome back as we begin the life of Darren Beadman. Darren John Beadman, you were born in Canberra on the 17th of November 1965, the eldest of two children to Robin and John. Your dad is a plasterer, your mum packed shelves at the local supermarket. Now, right from the start, the Beadman family is horse mad. Here at 4, you learn to ride Trojan, the Shetland pony. Then you join the local pony club, spending every weekend attending carnivals all over New South Wales. And it's a real family affair too. And to tell us more about that, your mum, dad and sister Belinda. Do you want tissues?
I can see where I get the emotions from.
I can see where you get the emotions from. Now, John, as a kid, you wanted to be a jockey, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in the stables for about 6 years from the time I was 9, and it was really great to see Darren take the challenge on and become a jockey and go on to be the champion that he is today, and also go on to be a champion bloke. And we're really proud of you. I'd like to say that from all our family and friends.
Yeah. And Robin, did you think he was always going to be a jockey?
I think so, yes, even from the age when he was young, and he rode a horse named Ben at a Canberra show, and the band struck up and the horse bolted and he went through the whole grand parade.
And he held on?
And he held on.
All right, look, thank you very much for joining us.
Good, thank you.
You love show riding and have much success on horses like Ben and Billy Bow and Kestrel, who was always a handful. Now, this is the start of your deep understanding and relationship with horses. You're only 10 when you win 13 championship events in a row. And by the time you're 14, your total tally is 80 competition wins. Then at 15, you're offered the opportunity of a lifetime, a jockey apprenticeship with top trainer Theo Green at Randwick.
The bad news is you have to get up at 3 every morning, and the good news is you get $56 a week.
It's the man you still call boss, Theo Green. And how did Darren compare to the other boys?
Darren was always an outstanding, well-mannered young man and always showed outstanding potential as a rider. He only had to learn to race ride, which he soon picked up. And the owners had complete confidence in him, and so did I. And so did the other boys, the stable boys and all. So we were a pretty happy crew.
And Darren, Theo was a big influence on you?
Well, he played the father figure role when I moved to Sydney, but when I moved down there when I was 15, I was a lot smaller than the boss, so I looked up to him, and I still look up to him now.
Theo, thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated.
Thanks, boss.
And coming up after the break, Darren rides his way into the record books. But before we go, let's hear from some punting ring-ins.
G'day Darren, Fatty and Sterl, of course, from the Footy Show. We'd like to thank you for all the winners you've ridden for us over the years. We've backed you many, many times, and we think you're a champion.
Over 1,100 winners, 50 Group 1 winners. I just wish I'd have backed them all.
Superimposed, you back it?
Wish I'd have backed one of them.
Octagonal, you back it?
Saintly, inspired. I know you'll be a success in anything that you do. You've been an inspiration to so many people. Have a great night tonight.
Good luck to you, Darren. You're a legend.
It's been fun working with you the last couple of years. I wish there was going to be a lot more years in front of us, but I don't think I'm going to be a church reporter as much as I like being a race reporter, but I'm sure you're going to be fantastic at it. Mate, congratulations. Enjoy. Very well deserved.
Hi Darren. Being a racing man, I'd just like to thank you for all the pleasure and excitement you've given me over the years. Your horses have certainly carried a lot of my money and returned most of it, well, some of it. So have a great night. Congratulations on a top career.
Welcome back to the life and times of champion jockey Darren Beadman. At 16, you post your very first win on Flaggett. You then go on to win 2 apprentice premierships with 172 winners. 2 jockeys who were first your idols, then your rivals, are Mal Johnston and Ron Quinton, who join us now. Now, Malcolm, you go back a long way with this bloke, don't you?
Well, I do, Mike, actually, but not that I'm much older than him. Ronnie is. He couldn't have picked 2 better idols to follow, and it's probably me being such a religious person...
And a modest person.
And a modest person is probably why he chose the way he's going, because I could have easily done the same thing myself.
You could have become a minister?
Oh, undoubtedly. I'm just waiting for him to give me a call.
Thanks, Malcolm. Thanks, buddy. And Darren, you're only 18 in '84 when you win that first big race, the Golden Slipper.
Starting to draw away from Royal Troubadour, Love a Kiss and Pashenka's Gem late on the scene, but Inspired won the Slipper.
And not long after that, you meet your most loved filly, but not on a track, in a nightclub.
And I thought I was going out with someone a little strange.
It's your beautiful wife, Kim. Now, why strange? Why was he strange?
He came to my house one night and he put a pair of stockings on the table, and I thought they belonged to my flatmate. But when he got up,
he took them with him, and I thought, oh, strange.
Why stockings?
Because all jockeys wear them under their silks, but I didn't know that at the time. He told me a couple of weeks later.
So for 2 long weeks, you were very worried.
I was going to rob a bank, Mike.
Did you ever check up his duds?
No.
He wasn't wearing it? Okay, thanks, Kim. Do you want to take a seat next to Darren? Thank you. Now, Darren, we've actually got some footage of an interview you did when you were only 19. Have a look at this.
Is there a young lady in Darren Beadman's life?
Yes, I've got a girlfriend. She's a nurse, and well, things are only sort of young at the moment, but she's a very nice girl and everything's going well there.
Did I embarrass you with that question?
No, not at all, no.
Then in August 1989, you and Kim are married and start a family. Mitchell is born in 1990. And when he's only 5 months old, Kim falls pregnant again, this time with twins. But 1990 just keeps getting bigger when you cap it off by winning the Melbourne Cup.
The Phantom trying to get up on the inside, but it's Bart's 8th Cup and Kingston Law wins the Melbourne Cup.
Then Kim is only 7 months pregnant with the twins when doctors confirm major complications and perform an emergency caesarean. So 2 months premature, Rachel and Jessica are born. But Rachel has fluid on the brain, a cleft palate and profound deafness. When she's just 2 weeks old, you're both devastated when told there's only a 50% chance of normal development. And after 7 major operations, you are both at your lowest ebb. All this with 3 babies under 13 months old. Kim, how on earth did you cope?
In Camperdown Children's Hospital, there was a little chapel, and as we walked through the corridor, we both just sort of said to one another, let's go in and let's just go and ask God to help us, because we just felt we didn't have a chance. And we both went in and we got on our knees and we said, oh God, help us and help our little girl.
And that was the start of your strong faith.
It was a miracle. It was a major improvement.
And of course, Darren, you never really thought, because she couldn't hear, you thought she'd never talk.
Exactly. Yeah.
And?
Oh yeah, she's starting to, she stops.
Can't shut her up, huh?
No.
Well, to be with the whole family, here they are now, Rachel, Jessica and Mitchell.
You look so pretty. Hey, you look pretty. Hey, nice.
Now, Mitch, you have a nickname for Daddy, don't you?
Dr. Daddy.
Dr. Daddy. What's that for?
Because he helps me when I have pains and gives me medicine and
Do you call him Dr. Daddy too, Jess? Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming out. They all look beautiful.
Yeah.
They just look stunning.
They take after Mum.
Take after Mum. You want to go and sit over next to Nanny and Pop? Well, it's now 1992. You pack up the family and move to Hong Kong for 2 years. But the $1 million pay packet isn't everything. Kim is very lonely and finding it extremely tough looking after 3 small children in a foreign city. She even thinks about leaving you. Your relationship is at its lowest ebb when you have 2 shocking race falls. Can you just take us through these and tell us what happened?
This was 200 metres after the start, and the horse was dead before it actually hit the ground. And if you look at blood was just pouring out of him everywhere, and that's a dirt track with a road base, so fell directly on my head. And this one I'm leading and just crashes to the turf. It was dead. If you look closely at the horse's head, at its nose, you can see the blood just pouring out of it. And that was another 200 metres after the start also.
So how lucky were you in both those?
Well, I was very blessed, and it was enough to knock the confidence out of me.
Well, as if things aren't bad enough, the Hong Kong Jockey Club then slaps a 9-month worldwide racing ban on you for not giving a horse its best chance of winning. And there's a very special friend who helped you through this period, Casper Founds. And we crossed live to him in Hong Kong. You there, Casper?
Yeah, I'm here, Mike. Hi, Darren. How are you, buddy?
G'day, mate. How are you?
Okay. I'm very well, thanks.
That's good.
Now, Casper, how would you describe this bloke?
We had a lot of fun times. And I used to love making him laugh because he's got the best laugh of all time. He actually started crying laughing, and that was I used to love that.
Any particular moments you want to share with us?
Not, that'll be X-rated, I think.
Now, you did have an inkling of Darren wanting to go into the ministry, didn't you?
I did, actually. I saw him a couple of years ago in Melbourne, and he said to me that the Lord had found him, and he had found the Lord. And I said, yeah, great, that was good. And I mean, he used to go on all the time after the big races, thanking the Lord for everything. I thought, oh, geez, this guy's become like all those American movie stars, you know, and thanking the Lord for everything. But he's really gone one step further, and he's taken it to the test, and I'm proud of him for that, because that takes a lot of courage to do what he's doing.
Casper, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mike. All the best, Darren. God bless.
Darren, still under a racing ban, you returned to Australia pretty shattered, didn't you?
I was really at death's door, really.
Seriously?
Seriously, yeah. There was times where I thought of, you know, just what's the use of life? My racing was the ultimate to me, was my main priority, and at that point in time, that's when I needed to get my life in order and get back on the right track.
And of course, Kim was there, and the kids.
Well, she's been the backbone behind me, and she encouraged me along, and we went to church, and that's when I gave my heart to the Lord, and I just felt the peace of God.
Well, after the ban, you returned to racing with a vengeance. That next year, you win the Sydney Premiership for the 94-95 season with 128 wins, and that breaks a 55-year-old record. Then you decide to ride Saintly in the 1996 Melbourne Cup.
Cummings has got his 10th Melbourne Cup. Saintly's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beadman and Bart Cummings. Saintly first.
And coming up after the break, Darren Beadman swaps the form book for the good book.
I want to wish you all the very best, but just remember this, Darren, if you ever want to come back to racing, please come back, because racing has lost one of its true ambassadors. Now, in about 15 years' time, I've got a little boy who's 6 now, who will be getting married, and you'll be the first person I'll be coming to get him married. And I hope we can stay friends, Darren, and I shall keep in contact with you in the near future. All the best, mate.
Darren, you will be sadly missed by the public now when you retire at the end of the season. My family and I wish you and your family great success in your new calling. Have a good night, and all the best.
I've known you ever since you started riding, and I can tell you that you've always impressed me, not only with your jockeying skills but as a person. I wish you all the best for this evening.
Welcome back to the life of jockey Darren Beadman. At the beginning of 1997, you're on the crest of a wave, having now earned millions of dollars. But your faith has grown stronger and stronger ever since 6-year-old Rachel develops her partial hearing and then learns to talk. So it's during a family holiday in Florida this year when you decide to completely give up your racing career and concentrate on religion.
Darren, I know what the good Lord has told you, but I think you should still get a second opinion.
It's master trainer Bart Cummings. So Bart, you still don't think he should retire, huh?
Well, you can't stay in the Lord's way if how can you ignore the voice of the Lord? But he still should get a second opinion.
And he's had a few winners too, hasn't he?
He's had about 1,100 I can count, or more, and 47 Group 1 winners in a rather short career. Well, a career that's just starting to bloom, in my opinion, but still. I'll miss him, and I know Saintly will too.
Good, thanks.
And not even Bart Cummings can talk him around, eh?
Well, it's a pleasure to be in his company, and I've always enjoyed that, so it looks like I'll have to go to church now to enjoy it.
Bart, thanks very much for joining us. Darren, your racing career will end on Boxing Day. Your new life will start 1 week later when you become a student minister for the Christian Life Centre. And the man you call your spiritual guide, Pastor Frank Houston, joins us now. Reverend, he won't be quite earning the same pay packet, I guess.
Not exactly, no, he won't.
Does it matter?
Well, it won't matter to him because, you see, he'll have other riches as he ministers to other people. Probably in your lifetime, millions of people will hear his voice as he spreads the good news of Jesus Christ. He's going to make a fantastic minister of the gospel, and I'm really proud of him. And his lovely wife and children too.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Frank.
Now, Darren, you remember the ponies you used to ride as a kid? That established your relationship?
You're not going to bring him on stage, are you?
Well, you think they're all dead, but one of them is still alive, and you haven't seen him since you were 15 years of age. It's Kestrel.
G'day, mate, how are you? Good?
And you remember Scott? You went to school with Scott,
Scotty, how are you, mate?
who not only bought Kestrel, but has travelled 2 days to get him here. and does Kestrel recognise you? Do you think, oh, Kestrel, don't be testy. Does he recognise you, reckon?
No, I don't think so, mate.
No?
He's a bit greater than me, anyway.
Yeah, it's a big difference, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. No.
He was dappled great once though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think I only come up to about his shoulder when I was young, so
right.
I've grown, but he's got old.
Yeah,
He's getting you back for something, this guy.
Scott and Kestrel, thanks very much for joining us.
Good seeing you, mate. Yeah.
Well, Darren, it's a rare individual who reaches your level of professional and financial success only to turn your back on it all at 31. But that is the sort of bloke you are. Complete dedication to family and faith. Plus the fact we know that you've got a friend in pretty high places who is always going to look after you. Darren Beadman, this is your life.
Good, thanks, mate.
Guests choose to stay at the A&A Hotel Sydney.
Flat tummy.